Welcome back to Zen Pleasures, where we share some of the world's best Zen nature destinations and other great Zen pleasure content. One of my favorite world Zen destinations is the Black Hills region that divides Wyoming and South Dakota. I try to make this pilgrimage every August to time it with the Sturgis motorcycle rally and Cool Nights Car Week. I visit native friends around the Sioux reservations along the way. There's usually a spiritual event or two for me to contribute to. I try to share some film of the speakers and dancers when I can. The Yellow Ribbon groups are often at these events educating everyone on how to deal with mental illness, suicide, and child trafficking. From the Mission Powwow Grounds, we head west to Wounded Knee and the Pine Ridge Powwow Grounds, which you can see here are in a lot better condition. Here's a little video of the Sweetgrass and Yellow Ribbon Suicide Prevention and Awareness groups. They put on some theatrical type presentations and other speeches, and they're just really good events for the causes. So I'm going to play a little footage from that right now. A lot of the film clips that I'm including in this episode are from quite a while back before we had high definition cameras. So I'm apologizing now for some of the grittiness you're about to experience.
They take on the pain. They see the pain in the communities that we go to. We just spent 3 days in Fort Taunton, North Dakota, working with young people. These young people that you see on stage here, they're not only reading mentors, they have families that they work with in reading to make them become better readers, but they're also trained in their Yellow Ribbon. They're trained in QPR. They're trained in behavioral management. They're trained to spot troubled youth and get them to the right, proper places. So with Sweetgrass doing all of our training, we're very lucky to have that strong partnership with Sweetgrass. What you're going to see, ladies and gentlemen, if we offend you, we apologize. But it's their story they're telling. It's the truth. And we have got to stop coding. We have got to stop sugarcoating and say it's not happening. You know what? In Indian country, it is 3.5 times higher than in other races. Our young people are killing themselves. On the Pine Ridge Reservation alone, we buried 7 people in 1 month due to suicide. And it's not just in Pine Ridge, it's all over Indian country. So we have to step up to the plate and we have to do something.
Arriving in the hills from the south after a full day of travel, I spend the night at the sacred hot springs where you can enjoy a good soak in meditation. In the morning, I head north through the Wind Cave and Custer parks. The views are amazing over here. I have lunch in Keystone, and then I go for a skinny dip and yoga session in Hippie Hole east of Keystone. Here's a video of the Hippie Hole Trail and the Hippie Hole swimming area. From Hippie Hole, I head north over to Sheridan Lake, which has a really nice beach and some cool hiking trails around some rock formations before I head over to Jenny Gulch from there. From Hippie Hole, I'll usually decide to go north to the Jenny Gulch area on the west end of Pagola Lake. And depending on how I'm doing time-wise, I'll either camp there for the night or I'll push on up to my camping spot by Deadwood. Jenny Gulch has some really nice cliffs that you can jump off of or just lay out and tan for the day and read a book. The views are magnificent also as you climb up to the top of a real nice peak that overlooks the whole lake. Once I've got my camp set up in Deadwood and I can get a good workout in and then mess around in Deadwood, either hit the casinos or check out the classic cars, a lot of live music in some of the pubs like Saloon Number 10. Those are some of my favorite things to do. Here's a little video of what to expect if you go to Saloon Number 10. From Deadwood, you can go up into Sturgis and check out the motorcycle rally and a bunch more live music. Then when you get tired of partying in Sturgis, you can go over and take the Spearfish Canyon Highway back around and back down to Deadwood. Once you've had enough partying in Sturgis, you head over to Spearfish Canyon and check out Devil's Bath and a bunch of the beautiful views and hiking trails.
This is the what they call the Devil's Bathtub trail hike here. It's pretty advanced. You have to go over several wood and rock bridges back and forth across the creek to avoid canyon walls, and lots of brush and steep rocks. I say you used to be able to jump in from higher distances because it used to be 15 some feet deep, and they've filled it in, so now it's only 5 feet deep. And it used to be there was some water slide type stuff here too, but they put rocks in the middle of the slide because people were getting hurt.
I hope you enjoyed our Black Hills road trip. Take your time leaving and revisit your favorite spots on the way back. I'm going to leave you with more of the Sweetgrass Suicide Prevention event, while links to our other hiking trail and road trip videos are displayed. Please help us continue producing better videos by clicking like, subscribe, share, and leave us some comments on your way home. We'll see you on the next adventure. Thanks for joining us.
Families have to start being better families. Parents we have to start being better parents. We have to build stronger communities. Every one of us is responsible for something in our community, regardless of how small or how big. We have to be responsible for something. Yes, we have gangs in our communities. Yes, we have drug dealers. Yes, we have this. Yes, we have that. But you know what? We need to step up to that challenge and say, you know what? We don't need that for the future of our young people. Even the elders on the Pine Ridge Reservation have stepped up and said, we want our young people to live. There is hope. Today we had a walk. A lot of people showed up for the walk, and I talked to them about an 11-year-old boy. He's 11 years old, and he killed himself in Indian country. And I looked at those kids, and I asked this little young man who had a baseball uniform on from the Sluggers, Pine Ridge Sluggers, and I asked him, I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 11 years old. And I said to the crowd, what 11-year-old would want, what could be so bad for an 11-year-old not to want to be here with us? What can be so bad in his home for him to take a rope? We talk about courage, the courage to do that alone. 11 years old, and last week we buried a 13-year-old. A week before that, 2 weeks before that, we buried a 12-year-old right here on the Pine Ridge Reservation. What could be so bad? You're going to see a little bit of what we do when we go out and we perform. And like I said, if we offend you, we apologize. But just walking in the crowd, people coming up to me telling me, my grandson died to suicide. My granddaughter, my daughter, my son. Last couple days ago we were up north and the elders came out and honored these young people for having the courage to tell a story. You don't know the story that you see tonight. It may be one of theirs. We don't know that. Because suicide does not discriminate. Ideations are running rampant as well. Them thinking about it. That's even scary. So if we could do our part and say, you know what? I am responsible for something in my community. What it may be, I don't know. So you're going to see 3 short skits that we do. And we normally have a 2-hour show. If you would like us to come into your community, you can get a hold of us through the Sweetgrass program, through Brandon. But we do 2 parts. We have characters that we bring to life, and we dance up a storm. And then we have a serious side. So I hope that you respect what they're doing up here as they respect what they're doing for you. Because these young men and women have to be applauded for taking the subject of suicide and bringing it to your hometown. You may not want to see it. It may bring tears, but they are going to captivate you. They are going to empower you that when they leave this stage, you're going to say, what can I do or what more can I do? Okay, are we ready? We're getting ready to start. This is the first skit. This skit is called Stand By Me. It's called Stand By Me. It's a bunch of kids hanging out, you know, and a lot of times they hang out and they forget about 1, forget about 2. They push them out, they push them to the side, and they're just having fun. This is a group of teenagers. They're talking to each other. You have one young lady who's trying to get in the crowd. She wants to be a part of that group. They won't let her in. They won't let her in. They're having fun. They're planning a party, a birthday party. They're going to go swimming. And she's pushed out of the crowd.